How's it going, everybody? It's Sai, the timeless CyberKnight, and what the hell is this?
Oh my god, new things, I don't like it.
Well, this is not really a third-party transformer. It's actually an official product that is literally called, well, SciFigure Industry and Wuling Hongguan Mini EV Nebula. Yeah, literally. I'm just gonna call her Nebula for right now, because Mini EV is, I think it's the alt mode. Actually, it's a Wuling. I was right. So this is literally an official and licensed product by Wuling. Yeah, go figure. Anyway, if you want to get this set, you can literally go check out in Showc's store, where it's literally like $50. And spoiler alert, it's worth it. But as we take a look at the wonderful, beautiful box art, we got Wuling, SciFigure Industry. You get the logo right there, the Mini EV, and of course promotional pictures, which is literally nice, and of course made in China. Of course, when you're getting this figure out of the package, you can see that it literally comes attached with SciFigure mirrors, and of course it comes with a baggie of SciFigure mirrors if you accidentally lose one, which I did, but I will find it soon as I'm done with the review. But just for now, I'm just gonna remove these because I do not want to lose them while doing this review. So let's talk about sculpting paint of a Nebula right here, shall we? Let's just say that the overall paint sculpting of this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is literally looking like a anime female bee, but not looking horrendous and just bug-eyed. Also done right. Yeah, you can see a lot of the proportion of Nebula. I don't have mine because it actually looks a bit adorable, even though it does look like a bug guy. But unlike Bumblebee, which looks, well, which I actually like, this is actually, well, pretty much done right. And it's actually looking pretty cute. And of course, she also has sculpted Booba, which of course indicate that, yep, this is a Fembot, but has a pack of melons that's pretty much protected by these, well, car parts. But of course, when we go down, the sculpting I don't know what to say other than that it is looking pretty clean. And of course, she does have a ton of kibble, but unlike an official Transformers product that literally have kibble just being lazy, this is an official product that's literally an original idea. Which, I don't mind that these car parts are pretty much there. It's literally, well, just like the metal slug that many mentioned, it really just doesn't bother me at all, because it literally indicates that this robot is literally, well, having the car parts just folded in just for skirts and looks. And of course, I don't have any critiques of it, considering this is literally, well, the first time we saw this robot. And of course, knowing that the SciFigure Industry literally doing more original ideas with other licensed products, I don't mind them being like skirts or something like that. It kind of makes her looking, well, a little bit unique, let's just say. But of course, being an official product, she does have a ton of die-cast metal, such as in the thighs right here, you can see the chrome parts. And of course, there's die-cast on the shin area, and I think on the feet. Yeah. Pretty much you can do the cold touch technique, either do the fingers or the mouth. But of course, that's literally the only area, just to give her more stability. And of course, whoops. Sometimes it doesn't work, but you don't have it fully folded out. But even if you do have some problems, you can always attach her to a, well, figure stand, I think. Given that the port is right there, I think you can pretty much attach a figure stand on your own. Unless I'm wrong. Well, you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Either way, she does balance pretty well. Unless you don't do anything stupid. Just don't do anything stupid, that's what I meant. Even though she kind of does look like a plastic explosion, she doesn't really feel a plastic explosion. She actually does feel solid. with some joint maybe not that tight, but it can hold a pose. Speaking of something that is pretty hold a pose, but it's not well solid, is my stand that I'm using. Like, god damn you. Anyway, that's enough of what I had to say about this figure. She looks absolutely adorable and actually a bit solid, even though she can also be fragile with those parts. So, which of course, it can also be easily removable. But don't worry, even though it is removable, you can attach it pretty easily. Yes, there we go. Of course, these parts don't really tap in, they just move around, acting like an actual skirt. Oh well. Anyway, accessories. As for accessories, she comes with 4 pairs of optional hands, a Gatling gun, and a shield part. And I just realized that if I actually had one of those accessories on, except for the closed fist, I'm so sorry. I am not even gonna refilm that. Of course, with the closed fist, she comes with open hands, thumbs up hands that has a hole, peacemaking hand, which is absolutely adorable, and grabby hands, which she is meant to hold the weapons. Which she comes with a Gatling gun, which you can hold with either 1 or 2, wherever you prefer. But I would recommend the thumbs up hand just to actually hold the handle. And her final accessory, she comes with a shield part, which is literally the piece of the roof. And yes, it's parts forming, but I don't care. Which you can literally, well, which is actually on the hinge, so you can literally flip this peg out and then just plug it on the arm. And boom, she's ready to fight. Unless that the roof piece breaks mid-battle. Yeah, not the best shield, but whatever. Plus I wish that the overall the clear plastic is actually more blue instead of the just clear white you'll see in the vehicle mode. But of course, what's a figure without some articulation, shall we? But of course, you can articulate with the figure with the parts on, but there's also a feature to her, which is actually you can remove all these parts, which, yes, it's parts forming, but then again, it's an original character. It's actually not a licensed Transformers product, and it's actually a SciFigure industry product, so don't at me. Plus, it's also giving me easy access just to show off the articulation without giving me a headache. You can either, well, move out the overall mushroom peg, or you can just pop out the ball joints, like so, which gives it a little bit more easy access. So, as for the overall articulation, overall head is on the ball joint, and of course this neck joint is on a clip, but it pops out easily, but I recommend be careful. But it is on a ball joint, which you can also look up that far and down very far, so she can hit her, well, better her head on her booba. Of course, the pelvic action, which is pretty, well, it exists. She can move her shoulders 90 degrees. And she can also move a little bit further, but that's meant for the transformation. She can rotate her arm 360 degrees, a bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow, which gives her a maximum elbow pose, wrist swivel, a swivel at the waist, and of course an ab crunch. What? An ab crunch on a minifigure? Holy shit. And of course it stays in place, but you can also see the details there, which is pretty nice. And even with the thick hips, she still can move outward and back that far without hindering. And also it's still easy with the skirts or without. But of course, she also has a hinge system on the hips, so she can do a maximum spread. And her boots. Hey, her eyes up here. She has a maximum knee, which literally is on a double knee joint. Of course, I forgot about the thigh rotation. And of course, you get a upward, downward motion on the legs, or literally on the calf joint. And of course, you get a toe bend, and of course, a pivot. But no swivel whatsoever. But I don't mind. But yeah, she can really hit some wonderful poses. And yeah, and the articulation so far is pretty, well, fascinating. And even with the car parts, she still can hold a pose, and it doesn't really hinder her articulation. Of course, as for size comparison, here she is with the rest of the game. You can see how small she is. So yeah, she is quite a surprise. But we're not done yet, because yes, I'm going to actually transform this figure on camera. God help me. But not really, it's actually quite easy. So, I'm gonna start off, it's just to rotate the head around, like so. Bend the head front. Then what you need to do next is just to rotate the... Okay. Of course, they don't stay in place when you're trying to transform it, but I don't mind. But what you actually need to do is actually bend the elbows, like so, with the fists. Bring the shoulders up, like so. Then you need to bring these arms together, like so. Then you need to rotate the back section of the car. Easier said than done, but even though with the clearance, you can still pull it off. And then you tap it in. Bring the backlights up and the overall side mirror, the side panels up. Turn it 90 degrees, like so. Then what you're gonna do next is to swivel around the torso, and then swivel around the arm skirt panel, like so. Then what you need to do next is to flip down the front wheels, and of course, the side panels, the side windows. Next up, you need to tap this peg into this hole, and of course these clips are here, need to plug it right in here. So you do it carefully and securely, you will have no problem. And you also need to make sure that these clip on the arm, and same goes to the other one. Then what you need to do is to bend the knees forward. Then you need to move up the calf and bend the toes inward, just like the same goes to the other leg. Take the roof panel over here, and then you need to well, first of all you need to rotate the ball joint and then adjust the back section. Then you need to turn around the peg, and then you need to have it flush like so. At the front window folded up, and of course the bumper. Then you also need to remove the Gatling gun, and then you need to plug it into the rooftop like so, and then you need to flip down the handle like so, and then you also need to remove the hand because I forgot so, and then you need to flip out the front bumper, and now you just need to attach the whole car part on top, which is a bit of a niddly, but it's easier said than done. Actually, I forgot to mention that these holes right here, these tabs all need to plug into these holes right here. But first, you need to fit down the wheels, like so, to showcase the pig. And I'm just gonna do it first because I said so. I need to plug it. You can either plug it in later on, but for now I'm just gonna plug it in right now. Like so, there we go. But I have recommended you do the rooftop first, then the front bumper. So then you need to fold in the overall foot calf. Easier said than done. And of course, as a final touch, plug in the side view mirrors. And then we have the overall the mini EV mode, and holy crap, it is easy but also frustrating at the same time. Reason being is that due to the overall nature of the panels, it is quite tricky trying to fold in and literally have everything secure without everything just need to well, pretty much bump out. And of course, it doesn't really help that as I stated before, it has clear plastic, and oh boy, it does not look it looks stupid. Well, I might paint this later on, but yeah, it kind of shows that it really should have been blue clear plastic instead of, well, clear. Yes, straight up clear. But of course, she can roll, but you really need to have either a copper or more rubberized panels. But she can roll, but literally just plastic wheels. But I will say that this mini EV, this little van, is actually quite adorable, and it is quite satisfying to hold. Just don't do anything stupid and squish it hard, or else you will crush it like a real car. Anyway, as for size comparison, here she is next to Elita 1. And of course, Elita's boyfriend Optimus Prime. And of course, Core Class Sunway. I'm not gonna transform all of them, and you're crazy. In conclusion, Nebula is actually quite a surprising figure that I actually quite recommend this figure. Mind you, she is not perfect, but nothing in the world is perfect. And actually, for costing like $50, and if you have Josie points, you can actually get her, well, quite cheaply. So, want this figure and actually want to, well, have a female companion to your Bumblebee? Well, pick her up if you want to. Yes, mind you that her pen, she is quite fiddly at first, but if you get hang of it, it will be no problem. Of course, it's not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, just letting you all know, but for me, I'm actually having quite fun with this figure, even though the panels do get a little bit fiddly, but it is an easy fix with super glue or something like that, or any joint tightening liquid. So, yeah. If you like what you see, please consider liking this video. And for even more support, hit the subscribe button. It will help out my channel even further. And considering uploading more on 2023, well, it will be a great chance to actually, well, subscribing right now. Because consider analytic, more than 90% of you all aren't subscribed. So please hit the subscribe button and then bell button afterwards. Or Nebula will find you with the BFG 9000 with her hand, with the help of Doomslayer.